You go to their website on Facebook or... Oh well, there's a couple of jobs. The closest one here would be bowling flowers.
Is that coming through? Test, test, test.
What are you meant to do in that? Whatever you want to do. Oh, whatever you want.
Well, this one has got really a lot.
Need to win this one. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a real battle for 5th and 6th place. Merewether Carlton 2 points ahead of Nelson Bay. Nelson Bay at home to Hamilton, who are running second at the moment. Of course, they win this, Merewether Carlton. They're pretty much lodge a spot in that top 5. They've got Lake Macquarie to finish with, who are running last. So they get done today. They've pretty much guaranteed their top 5. But they don't, it's game on.
And the Waratahs as well, they're looking to consolidate that third position ladder. If they keep winning, there's a chance for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're 3 points behind Southern Beaches. Again, Southern Beaches has got an easy run in. They play University today. And then finish with Maitland, who are also out of contention. So there's still a fair bit to play for. Certainly, I know Waratah are hoping Uni do them some favours. I think there might be a keg on offer if they can knock over Southern Beaches today, and Waratah can get the job done. But yeah, it's hard to get a read on Waratah. They produced a 20-minute blitzkrieg last week to blow Maitland off the park. Up until that point, they've been a bit more off than on. So Hayden Pedersen, their player coach, is in New Zealand on business today, so he hands the reins to Todd McDean. But I mean, the signs and the getting from Waratahs, they're starting to get in the groove and they're starting to warm up. So I think they'll be up for this.
Yeah, certainly the last match we covered here against Waratah, they really turned it on against Lake Macquarie. Merewether Carlton, though, they've come back in the last couple of matches they've played and scoring on full time to win the match or come close. How do you think they'll play out today?
Yeah, but they're just never dead, are they? They never give up. Their defence has been the most impressive thing for mine so far this year. They're not really a team that's been renowned for their defence, but Michael Dan has certainly toughened them up and put some good structures in place. They probably lack the flair that they've had in previous years, but interesting to note that there's certainly some strict structures in place. 3 of their better players in the last few weeks, Adam Nolan, Mac Nixon, and Keith Barlow, of course. The other one remiss me. Those guys were not able to train this week, and they were dropped to 2nd grade purely because they couldn't train. So that's a brave move by the coach, and one that he obviously has a bit of faith in those guys coming up. And it just shows to show that, if you want to play, you've got to train, and you can't take any shortcuts.
Yeah, and the Merewether Carlton pack have actually stood up in the last few weeks, and I'm quite impressed. Mick Gill's line-out throws, they've been spot on. How do you think the set piece is going to go with Waratah being a little bit sketchy in the line-out? Yeah,
certainly line-out's one area Waratah have been very poor. They've really struggled for a consistent thrower. Young Albert Brummer up the last few weeks. I think out of Colts, he's probably the best of their line-out throwers, but certainly when it comes scrum time and ruck and more time, they're a very big, strong pack. Alarm Miracalis is back this week with Josh Tafao, 2 big boppers in the front row. Johnny Tafao, I think, is away working, but you throw him in the mix, and that's an enormous front row. And then their back row of Dylan Hines, Kelly Meafar, and Frank Roberts is... there's a bit of mixture of power and size and mobility there, so they've got all bases covered. So yeah, it's a pretty impressive pack, and one that is starting to find its form a little bit and a bit of match fitness.
And as we said, we're live here today on the Newcastle Herald and Bar TV. Thanks for everyone for tuning in today. We'll quickly run through the teams now. For the Waratahs, it's number 1, Josh Afoa. Number 2, Albert Brummer. Number 3, Alan Miracalis. Number 4, Tyson Tanari. Number 5, Cal Donnelly. Number 6, Frank Roberts. Number 7, Dylan Hines. 8, Kelly Miafua. 9, Reece Morgan. 19 today, and playing number 10 is Adrian Curry. 11, Brendan Jackson. 20 is Carl Manu, and he's in the centres. 13, there's a replacement with Reece McKinnon coming in. 22 is Arthur Brown on the wing, and 15 is Tim Riley.
Yeah, Merewether, obviously, I think 5 changes from the team last week. In the front row, we have James Snedden and Keith Barlow at prop. Mick Gills, the hooker and captain. The second row, Cam Turner comes in for Sean Rich. He will partner Mitchell Frost. The back row is Pat Island. Chris Ward, who's been out a couple of weeks. He's certainly a big addition to the back row. And Mac Ray. Nathan Johns comes in at halfback for Gareth Ernst, who I think that's a key position. Ernst really directs his team around. The 5'8's Dave Caesar. The wingers are Corey Nash and Riley Smith. In the centres, we have Kieran Donovan, which is a change to the program, and Aidan Kelso, who moves from fullback. He'll give him a bit more, straighten him up a bit in attack. And the fullback is Blake Crichton, who has been playing a fair bit at 10. So he's made some changes, reshuffled the back line around, and brought in some new forwards.
Do you think we'll see Blake Crichton coming into the first receiver there to run the play?
For sure. The way the 10 and 15 play at most clubs now, they sort of alternate quite a bit. One will play So I want to play the other at first receiver. So I expect Blake to come in and do a bit of kicking. I don't know much about Dave Caesar. I know Jace Toby's given him a rap in second grade the last few weeks and said he was unlucky to lose his spot early in the year. I'm not sure if he's got much of a kicking game, but I guess when they're in trouble and a bit under pressure, you'll see Blake Carlton move in there and sort of take over things.
And, of course, Nathan Johns, the former Maitland number 9 and former rep player as well, so they're not really missing much there. Maybe the pace from the back of the ruck there.
Yeah, I'm sure Johnsy must be in his late mid-30s.
34.
Exactly.
Same age as me, Jimmy.
Yeah. So he's certainly a class act. He's an experienced campaigner. He'll certainly provide a little bit of direction around the ruck and has got a very good pass from what I remember. But he probably takes away that kicking option that Gareth Ernst. And I've been really impressed with Gareth Ernst. He has lost a little bit of that zip that he had, but he picks his moments when to snipe from around the ruck, and he's really been able to get some of the Greens forward momentum, particularly his inside balls too off their big running forwards. He's one that I think they'll miss.
And for the Waratahs, I mean, the big men are obviously a danger, Josh Afoa and Kelly Meafua. How do you think the other guys, I mean, Dylan Hines is another one who really steps up, and he's stepped up in this Waratah pack in the last sort of month or so since he's been back. Yeah,
he missed the first 5 weeks. He was over in America playing sort of semi-professionally over there. I think the last 2 years he's really improved. Player, he was someone that used to be mobile and get to everything, but he didn't have a great impact when he got there. Now as a number 7, he's a real workhorse and gets there and makes an impact.
Yeah, and of course Carl Manu, as we speak about each week when we cover the game, he is the danger man for Waratahs in that back line, and he links up well with Tim Riley, who I think is the Waratahs' sort of best player and most composed player at the moment in this back line.
Yeah, certainly. And Carl, with Hayden Pedersen away, Carl would have taken on a real leadership role this week at training as well as prior to the match. Yeah, he'll probably start at 12, and him and Adrian Curry will switch a bit. And when he takes the ball on, when he takes the line on, that's when he's at his best. He picks his moment. And he and Tim Riley have really built up a great combination, whether it's inside ball or outside ball or cutting out one to the other. That's a real danger point. It'll be a focal point for the Merewether defence, I'm sure.
And as the Merewether team run out to the field now, we're waiting on the Waratah team as the Waratah home crowd get on their feet and get the boys out onto the field. It's a good atmosphere here today, Jimmy, with the Carl Manu stand over there in full flight.
It is. The old boys are really feeling it to a brim, and good to see that the Waratah Club are supporting Hunter Prostate Cancer Alliance. So they've got the one-off jumpers that you'll see, the place for their straight red with a blue and red number. And Tyson Tanari's even gone all the way and gone with his blue hair. So interesting look. Looks more like Puffer Smurf in the second row. But those jumpers will be auctioned and all money, obviously all proceeds going to the Hunter Prostate Cancer Alliance. So this is the third year they've had that association. So another great move. Good to see our local clubs supporting the community.
Yes, and as we said, we're here live today for Bar TV, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Don't be afraid to comment on the comments section or tweet us both.
James Gardner 42 is my tweet handle,
and at Gareth Wozzick. If you find anything's wrong with the call, Merewether Carlton running towards town, the Waratah team running towards the railway line, Merewether Carlton to kick off, and they look like they're going to kick to the left.
Yeah, and of course, for all your rugby news, don't forget to go to the Newcastle Herald on a Monday, a Thursday and Saturday in particular, or www.theherald.com.au.
Jared Logan not happy with the ball here. Shades of last night with the ball boy fiasco in the NRL, mate.
Don't go there, mate. I tipped Parramatta Eels, so I'm filthy.
Oh, Parramatta Eels, the one team, the one man team. Anyway, as we get set to kick off, Danavaro with the ball, I think. As he bounces it, gets it set. Big Pat Island out on the wing, looking to come through and probably take out Tanari there by the looks of it. Nope, they're going to go left. That's a big kick right on the 10-metre line as the Waratah players go up. Merewether Carlton come back with it through Ward. Ward takes it forward. That's a good little run there. Yeah, he loses the ball, though, and Afoa flicks it out the back as they take the ball forward and settle now. It's on about the 30-metre line for Waratah. Waratah's with it. Little box kick there over the top. Merewether Carlton haven't got players in position. Crichton comes forward, and he's taken nicely there by Riley, as Riley brings him down at about the 45-metre line. Back from Johns here. Little step inside there by Danavaro. Danavaro makes a little break here. He's got no support with him. Island's coming up on the inside. And he's taken down nicely there by the Waratah players and cleaned out nicely there.
Yeah, Kelly Murphy straight in on the ball. You're a bit slack defence there from Waratah. They'll have to be very careful of that or Merewether will make him play. But, geez, he's big and strong, Kelly Murphy. He just ragdolled that ball, then picked it up, and now we see Waratah get out of trouble.
That's Manu with a nice little kick over the top. Crichton in position. He looks to counter-attack, and he does. takes it on himself and runs into a big tackle there by the Waratah team. Ball out there by Caesar to Kelso, who'll take the ball forward all day.
Yeah, interesting to see him move back in the centre. I think that's his best position. That fullback, he sort of got a bit lost there. He couldn't get involved in Merewether. As a result, we'll start to play a bit sideways. He really straightens him up.
Yeah, definitely taking it more direct this week. And that's a big clean out there by Afoa, and it looks like he might be offside, and that is the call. Not quite making the mark there, Afoa, and takes out Johns, but I think that's a nice little reminder that he's here to play.
Definitely, I don't think there was certainly a little bit of intent there. He just came in from the side, took out the halfback next time just to make sure that he has a little look next time he stick his hands in on the ball. But gift 3 points, you would think, from Merewether Carlton, and a great start for him.
Yeah, Crichton choosing to kick the ball, lining up. It's probably about 25 metres out, I think. Probably about 20 metres in from the sideline. An easy kick, as mentioned by Jimmy Gardner. And Crichton knocks the tee over, places it again. The Waratah players just compare themselves now, having a little bit of a chat as the Merewether Carlton side lining up, ready for this kick. It should be easy points here for Crichton. He's had a bit of a mixed couple of weeks with his kicking.
Yeah, he missed a couple of easy ones and landed a couple of difficult ones, so I think it's just a concentration thing for him. He's getting back in the groove, and he looks like he struck that pretty cleanly. After 2 minutes, Merewether Carlton go ahead on the Newcastle Herald scoreboard 3 over Waratah 0.
Absolutely nails that one, Blake Crichton, as they come back and Waratah getting set to kick.
I think you'll see this one go nice and high, and the Waratah forwards really get under. I think they're going to try and bully the Greens at this point. They probably think they've got them in size and probably in experience. I think they're going to try and set the tone with some aggression. Yeah,
might try the deep one as well here, just to get the Merewether guys back in their own quarter. Kick to come. As it's up, and it's probably going to land about the 30-metre line. And that's a good take there by Mitchell Frost, who's been unbelievable for the Greens. Gill, one wide, gives it to Ireland. Ireland caught, not making the advantage line, but he trucks it forward a little bit.
Yeah, good line speed there from the Tars. They got up nice and quick and really got him behind the ad line.
Crichton with the clearing kick. Waratahs with everyone in position. Riley takes the ball nicely out of his teammate's hand.
Out of the 10.
And he puts a banana-type kick up, and that's a good take there, but he's taken nicely by Riley. Good kick chase there by Riley as the Merewether Carlton side looking to get numbers around.
Yeah, he was under enormous pressure there, Riley Smith, and took it without fear or favour and showed plenty of courage. But looks like they've come through counter-attack. He looks like a turnover for Waratah.
Yeah, that's good driving there by the Waratah as Miafoa just shrugs one off and he's caught there, not making any metres.
Great hold.
It's at the back and they truck it forward. Good pick and drive there by the Waratah team. They'll probably look to do it again.
Yeah, Miralkis, the Belgian international, he's so strong close to the ruck. He always gets them going forward and produces a good long place.
Reece Morgan now looking to pass it out to Manu. Manu juggles the ball, takes the ball for a little step on the inside there. Gets him over the advantage line. They're probably about 18 metres out now. Morgan calling left, and that's another good pick and drive there. A good opportunistic play there.
Yeah, Kelly Miafoa, who's standing out in the centres here. I'd be surprised if the ball doesn't go to him very.
Yeah, Afoa's looming as well, and that's a good ball to Miafoa, and good take there by Kelso, and forces a knock on, but the referee, Jared Logan, playing advantage for offside.
Yeah, really read that well, Aiden Kelso. He knew Miafoa was coming onto that at pace, got up off the line quick and hit him just off balance, and a good tackle, but nonetheless a penalty to Waratah. And again, you think this will be a simple goal kick for Adrian Curry and level up at 3-all.
Yes, calling for the goal kick. Jared Logan, one of the better referees in the competition, probably the top two, I think, and he's going to have a nice freewheeling game today, I feel.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. Let's hope both sides look to clean out. I mean, that's the main thing. There's been a lot of conjecture about the way the referees are policing the breakdown the last few weeks. A lot of that comes back to the club. I mean, guys with the ball really got to drive past the ball. Players getting here a mile over it. So hopefully this is a free contest. I know both teams say they like to play an up-tempo game and cycle the ball quickly, but saying and doing it are sometimes two different things as he lands that conversion.
He makes a meal of that one, Adrian Curry, and he's quite a good goal kicker too, Curry, so I don't expect him to miss too many as the Greens players stroll back for the restart.
Yeah, he had a couple of weeks off, Adrian Curry, had a bit of a groin issue, but you think the freshen up will do him the world of good, and a couple of weeks out from the semis, hopefully he starts to really find his straps, because he's certainly got plenty of pedigree. His brother plays for the All Black sevens team in the IRB circuit, and he's played quite a high level of sevens as well.
As Smith lands that nicely right on the 10-metre line, as Sneddon takes the ball forward. He's a man from many clubs, and he's found his home here at the Greens as he takes the ball forward. Gill with the ball now, cuts one out to Kelso. Good little cutout ball. He'll again probably fit into that first receiver role again. They'll play a few forwards off him as he takes the ball into the ruck.
That's a better clean out by Merewether.
John's now to big Chris Ward, as you mentioned, takes it forward.
I understand he had a bit of time at the Gold Coast Titans and a former Australian schoolboy, which so you'd think he'd be great at the ball carry. Here comes Ireland.
Ireland steams onto it, but met well by the Waratah team there. And they're about 10 metres out the Carlton side.
Yeah, Green's lined up on the left with their foot, but they go right for one more phase. Blake Crichton in the back, fullback directing forwards back around the corner. He wants his forwards on the right now.
Yeah, Pat Ireland looking to call the ball here. There's an inside man as he takes the ball forward. He keeps his feet well. And they're still about 10 metres out the Merewether Carlton side as John's at the back. Passes the ball out now to Caesar. Caesar with a long ball to Crichton, looking to use his good footwork as he gets around one. Pass out to the wing, and the wingers, Corey Nash in the corner, and that's a good try there by the Carlton side. Bray Crichton with a good little jink and getting on the outside of his man.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted his winger to come inside, didn't it? He was shaping left, he kept going left, and I thought the winger was going to come the inside, but he fooled the defence, stayed on the outside, then had enough toe and enough power with the palm to get outside the right winger of Waratahs and get over in the corner, and a very good try for the Greens.
Yeah. Blake Crichton probably coming from that fullback position. He's not missing out on anything. I think his best position is fullback for the Merewether Carlton side.
Yeah, certainly when they were at the peak of their powers in 2009, sort of through 2010, he was playing fullback from memory, and his counter-attack was very good. I think he's probably slowed down a little bit, got a little bit chunkier.
Yeah, speaking of chunky, Jay Strawn out today with that Sidney Moses injury, not coming fresh off the bench. As Crichton wheels it around and just goes a little wide there for the kick. As the Waratah team come back for the restart, probably catching them a little bit off guard there with the Waratah side really bullying them and turning the ball over sort of at will, but Merewether Carlton side spreading it wide and off Mick Gill. That's probably the best way they're going to attack these guys. As Curry with the ball for the restart, probably going to look to kick it medium distance there to about the 20-metre line. And restarts well. That's a high lofting kick. Snatted under it, and he's bumped out of the way, but the Mitchell Frost, the evergreen, takes it nicely. John's at the back. Ireland calling for it, passes out wide to Gill. Gill dances around one and takes the ball in on the 40-metre line.
Yeah, 4 quality restarts, haven't they? 4 kickoffs today, all been high and given their men plenty of time to get under them.
Kelso punches the ball down to the 50-metre line to just slow the play down a little bit.
I'm sure the end will be absolutely delighted with this start.
Lines are marked, guys, half a metre.
If you let them get a roll on early, they can really hurt you. If you get them out of the game, they do tend to drop a little bit as the game gets on. The fitness is probably not where it should be, and they do tend to, I mean, their heads drop occasionally. So, yeah, this would be exactly what the doctor ordered in Dr. Dan. For the Greens for sure.
And 10 minutes in, this is our first line out, so we've had some good free-flowing play, and that's a good line out there by the Waratahs. The ball spun out wide, Curry picks it around the ankle, Manu with it now. And a little cut-out pass there behind there, with Waratahs probably going to be taken well by Kelso. That's a good tackle there.
Yeah, Brendan Jackson playing on the wing today for Waratahs. He's played all season in the back row, but from what I've been told, he played a fair bit of league on the wing, so he's big and strong and runs straight. So, of course, he'll have some good defence. There's Miafoa hits it up again.
Yeah, he's bumped another one off there, Miafoa, as they're calling out wide. Tanari with the ball, but no, Curry slides through a half a gap there. They take the ball from the back there and drive it forward.
Green
Merewether Carlton again, he'll do that all day. He gets through a ton of work, the Belgian. Here's Josh Afoa
here
again.
now, and he takes it forward too, just over the advantage line. Pick and drive there by Manu. That's a careless pass over the top, but it's probably going to work out well for them.
Yeah, Arthur Brown now back to Merewether. He's spending a lot of time in the back line, Merewether, where he can do some damage. Jeez, he's strong.
He's hard to take down, isn't he? And he is taken down at about 25 metres out. Manu with the ball now.
Green's just sneaking up offside there, I think, in behind Jared Logan. He has a turn, and this time tries to keep him back.
He's calling them back there. And that's a good little half break there by the Waratahs. They're directly in front of the sticks here.
Yeah, just a bit slow to get there, the Tars there. Merewether turn it over.
Play on.
Crichton with the dummy, sees an opportunity there, playing in front of him, makes a half break. He's got Nash on the outside. Good ball there by Crichton. Nash with a lot of pace. We may look to kick, but no, he consolidates it with Crichton coming over now. That's a good little enterprising piece of play there by Crichton.
Yeah, again, we see Blake Crichton at his best. Yeah, I think the move to fullback has certainly produced the goods in the opening 10 minutes.
Snedden passes off there to Frost. Good little handoff. Gill at the back. Good pick and drive. Gill makes a half break. He's got numbers on the outside to Kelso, I think, looming up on the inside. The Greens players have to get there. The ball's at the back. Passes out.
Slow to get back in line here. Waratah danger signs. The Greens on the tack.
Get onside.
That's Caesar taking the ball in. Johns now. Gill calling it. Ball passed out wide. Good cut-out ball there to Smith. Smith going to cause havoc out there all day, and he's scored another try. That's his 4th try in 3 weeks.
Yeah, just a poor read. You can see Waratah a bit out in their feet. The fitness is even showing this early. Kelly Merewether has done a lot with the ball so far in the opening 10 minutes. He was just caught out on the wing there. He took the option to come in. It was a great cut-out pass. Hit Riley Smith in the chest, and he had the easiest 20-metre runs to the line. Another good try, and the Greens really setting the tone early.
Yeah, good enterprising piece of play by Crichton, who really led that piece of play, coming from fullback, seeing the opportunity, stepping around the poor chase by the Waratahs. And as you said, the fitness of the Waratahs is really showing at the moment. And Merewether Carlton really stretching them with some long passing. And Mick Gill playing in that first receiver role, really adding to Merewether Carlton's width. And playing a little more direct, as you said, with Kelso sort of coming in and taking the ball forward. Crichton now on the sideline. He's missed a couple of these in the last few weeks, so hopefully he's been at training all kicking and throwing them down.
Yeah, we certainly had plenty of practice from this position himself. He's about 3 metres in from the touchline, 22 metres out. That we've missed, but certainly not happy Tim Riley there at the Waratah fullback, and if he's off for a long stretch, it certainly takes a lot away from the Tars, not just with his attacking ability, but also the direction he gives them from the back.
Yeah, very good defender from fullback too, Riley, so he's the guy that brought down Corey Nash before, shepherding towards the win. As Curry takes the kick off in the number 19 jersey, and that's a good long restart there as Turner takes the ball. Oh, sorry, Mac Ray. And John's long spiral kick down the ground. We haven't seen that since 29. As the ball thrown in, Miafua. Ball passed out now, and that's a
blue, red out of the 10.
Thumping sort of
funny kick there. As
really,
Ward takes the ball nicely,
and
he's running away. Look at him go. He's showing a lot of pace there as he pumps off the winger.
Bushka.
And on the inside to Nash. Nash gets around him. The Waratahs cover.
They get back with the stretch here. They've got big forwards out in the back line. The Greens just got to shift this
Snedden
right.
with a short ball there to Ireland as Ireland nearly gets through the gap. He keeps driving those big legs of his. John's at the back. They're calling it now. Gill with the ball. Good cut-out ball there again. Second man play. Crichton with the ball. Dances around again. Winger Smith not reading that one very well as Crichton bounces off one or two, about 10 metres out now. John's calling. They've got them stretched to the left now. Oh, and that's a bad pass there by Johns, and that'll be a knock-on.
Unfortunately, a big second rower got into first receiver and had to hit him on the chest. It was a bit out in front of him. He stuck his hands out, hands like a digital watch, so went to ground and let off the hook here for the Waratah, but geez, they look stretched. Merewether Carlton playing a really frenetic pace, and the Tars are struggling to match it.
Yeah, Mick Gill really adds another dimension at hooker there, playing in at first receiver, and as we've seen, he's getting that second man play to either Caesar or Crichton coming around from behind his forwards, and they're stretching them on the outside, Jimmy.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a pace. They get into the breakdown quickly. They're recycling the ball quickly, and they're just going to the edges. Blake Crichton from fullback's been fantastic, and when you've got someone like Mick Gill, he can come into first receiver, and he can. His vision is so good that he can pick a man, he can pick a weakness in a defensive line, particularly a defensive line that's struggling to get back in line. So I think you'll see first scrum too. I think so. It'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. I'm sure the Greens will try to assert their authority there, but looking at the size of the Tars, you'd like to think they'd probably have them in the weight division, but they are certainly moving. They're certainly tight.
Yeah, they're going to be hard to move on. They're playing in the blue jerseys today to raise money for the prostate cancer awareness. We are here today for the Grand Challenge.
A lot of debate this week on the blog. A lot of talk about, again, the restructuring of the competition. A lot of talk about as the bubble burst with their loss to Hamilton last week. And, of course, another very big game at Nelson Bay today, a strong over day between Nelson Bay and Hamilton. That one will probably determine whether the Grapers are still in the race for the finals, and if maybe even, who knows, Hamilton could knock off Wanderers for the minor premiership, although both seem highly unlikely, seeing they're 7 points behind. But you never know in this game.
Yeah, I did notice in your column this morning's Herald, that Hamilton had made a few changes as well, so a bit of gamesmanship maybe going on in the competition too.
Yeah, they've got a big PG in that. He's 6 for 3 away. He's lined up inside centre today, so number 10 for Nelson Bay. I think he will certainly
charge down there by Carlton, but Waratahs regather.
He'll run a path towards him all day. But back in the action now, the Greens again piling on some pressure here.
And that was a good solid scrum there, the first scrum. No other team really asserting their authority, and Jared Logan calls a penalty for diving over by the Merewether Carlton side.
8, I need you to come through the gate, that's entry.
First penalty of the game too. Oh, sorry. No, it's
that's
not.
That's just our third penalty, which that's only our third penalty, so both teams have been fairly disciplined, particularly at the breakdown, but you can see there, obviously in the red zone, Merewether a little bit...
balls are floating everywhere.
We'll test the patience, obviously compete for the ball at the breakdown when you're trying to steal the ball with 10 metres between you and the try line.
And the score here, 13-3 to Merewether Carlton, leading the Waratahs. Merewether Carlton running towards the right of your screen. With the line out set now. So Merewether probably going to look to put pressure on easily won there by the Waratahs. As the ball goes out now to Curry. Curry to Manu. Manu. Oh, good ball to Meafua there. Touch forward maybe as he bumps one off there. Devastating. Passes it out to Manu. He had Artie Brown on the outside. Brown with it now. Palms one off. Palms another off. He dancing with the sideline, but keeps it in somehow. Pulling it out.
See the sevens in
Manu with the ball. Waratahs with a little bit of lack of direction there. Curry has the ball and he takes it himself. Ooh, nearly a little hand off a thrower. As the Greens now desperately defending. 5 metres out. Has support on the outside there. Taken down well there. Picks up from the back end. Oh, he scored. It's a knock-on call there by Jared Logan. As the scrum not binding and not packing, Merewether Carlton players giving themselves a bit of a rev up there.
I'm just getting engaged on here. I think maybe Tim Riley was actually sent to the sin bin. There doesn't appear to have been a replacement go on for him there. I'm just, if I can get some confirmation of that, I'll get back to you obviously as quick as I can.
As Michael Burke coming to the sideline. Michael Burke, the last front rower to win a premiership with Carlton, so they're not losing anything with him coming on. As the big man takes his shirt off, and that's a sight for sore eyes, isn't it?
Nothing like a big pasty prop. Yes,
he definitely is. That's going to make the front rowers calendar this year, doesn't it, Jimmy?
I'd love to see a props calendar. Wouldn't it be great? What month do you think you might be, mate?
I'd definitely be probably around December where my summer tan comes out. And, you know, I'm developing a couple of those beach muscles just for the ladies.
Yeah, I think I'd like to be rugged up in maybe July for me. But looks like James Snedden's okay. He trots back for this scrum. This will be important passage of play here for Waratahs. They really need to hit back. They really need to get something out of this venture into the red zone.
And the Merewether Carlton side probably have 5 metres out. So pressure packs here. It's going to have to be dominant on their behalf. They showed pretty good strength in the last game. Different beast up this end of the park.
You think with James Stenton going down injured, they'd really attack his side, and they have there. They've just gone in for,
No, Gray takes it from the back. Safety first there by Carlton.
Ball's out.
Jeez, that's one part of his game. It's been really impressive. He's so strong from the back. Looks like they turn it over. He ties it to another. Goes to ground. Waratahs just getting organised.
As they drive the ball forward.
Looks like Josh.
Couple sides out. Can't be too far. The Waratahs lines. Merewether takes it forward and he scores a try.
This season, this is the he's driving, just powers his way to the line. That's a real try. It's a real big stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty flimsy defence in the end there by the Greens as Merewether charges over there. The kick not too hard, probably about 15 metres away from the posts, taking it about 20 metres back from Curry. Greens need to regroup now.
No, I just have one before. Thanks.
The score 13-8 with the kick to come. Merewether in the lead. But the Waratah players still definitely look a little bit out on their feet. That tries a good, well-deserved break for them, though, putting plenty of pressure on the green side. We'll have to take a bit of time out now to thank our listeners at home in the lounge rooms. I'm talking to you, Luke Jones. Dave Turner in town, a couple of beers by the barbecue. As he comes in, strikes it well. And he's got that with ease.
If we go to the NHRU Newcastle Herald scoreboard, 23 minutes gone. Merewether Carlton just in front, leading 13-10.
Riley Smith with the restart. That's a big high kick again by Smith as the Waratah players get up and they're equal to the task. Waratah mauling it forward, keeping it on their feet as the maul comes down now. They keep it going. That's good play there by the Waratah on about the 40-metre line.
Yeah, that try has really produced a spring in their step as Morgan makes a little dart from the base of the ruck, finds some support there. Yeah, they're lining up on the right here, Waratah. I think they'll spin it.
They take it forward. They take it forward again, just consolidating the play, getting set out wide. Merewether takes it forward. Nice strong run there as he rolls over, presents the ball at the back. Morgan with the ball out to Murray to the inside to Manu. Manu got Merewether on the outside. Bumps one off again. Good strong run by Merewether. Passes the ball on the inside to Curry. Curry takes it forward. Good support play there. Ball out now. Tanari takes it forward. You can't miss him with that blue hair. Probably about 10 metres out now the Waratah side as Merewether just shrugs one off again.
Get on.
You got numbers to the right here, Waratah.
Little knock on there. And the referee has a good call there by the referee who's obviously got some word from his touch judge.
Yeah, just let off the hook there. Waratah were building well. Yes, looks like Tim Riley about to come back on now. He's 10 minutes in the sim, but he must have had a word with the referee after they scored that second try. But he's back on the sidelines. It was interesting to see whether Merewether stays nice and wide or whether he joins the pack again.
Yeah, the Merewether Carlton side probably maybe a little disappointed that they didn't score a couple more tries or get some more points with Riley off the field then.
16.
And another man down
13,
at the scrum time
13.
as Eddie Clifton looks to come on to replace Aiden Kelso. So there will probably be a little reshuffle with, I'd imagine, Riley Smith probably to come into the centres.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. He's certainly he's their defensive hard man in that back line. And as we said before, really straightens up their attack, Aiden Kelso. I hope there's nothing too serious because this is certainly his last year for the Greens. He's hanging them up, one of a number of players hanging them up. So let's hope it doesn't go out in a sour note.
He doesn't look to be limping, and I think he has had back problems in the past. So that may be what the problem is there for Kelso.
Put him backwards.
As the Waratah players now getting set for the scrum. A little bit of trouble there maybe with Merewether, who's getting some attention as well too. So it looks like to be a shin injury of some sorts.
I reckon his forearm might be a bit sore from bumping so many people off, mate. He's probably sucking them in as well. He's certainly made some massive on the fringes.
Yes, and the Merewether Carlton side probably down a step on how they started the game. I mean, they probably couldn't continue the game at the pace they started. It was quite frenetic as Johns looks to feed the ball now.
It looks like Kelso's problem is with his shoulder. He's just putting some ice on his left shoulder there, so I don't think we'll see him back today.
Mac Ray picks the ball up from the back again, with Donnelly coming over.
Yeah, Waratah really, you see him lifting this last 5 minutes there. Big scrum there from there. I think it was a little knock on at the back by Mac Ray, one of the few mistakes he's made, and that comes from a scrum that's going backwards, or certainly at least going sideways. So a great platform for Waratah to launch another raid here.
Yeah, definitely good pressure by the Waratah side, and Mac Nixon has been the front rower there for a couple of weeks for the Greens, and he's offered the Bledisloe tonight, which of course is on TV. And who are you going for on that one?
Oh, I think I'll go the Wallabies. What do you reckon?
Serious?
Absolutely, why not? If they're ever going to be, it'll be tonight. If they don't, they won't. So all systems go for the Wallabies. It's it's a good look about that back line. They've got some starch out on the flanks, and they certainly need to defend, but they need to score points more importantly, because you're not going to beat the All Blacks by kicking penalty goals.
And if you can't be there, you may as well be here with Bar TV, I think. As the Waratah side with the scrum feed probably about 10 metres out.
Yeah, still down to 14. Tim Riley hasn't gone back on the field at this point. He must have a couple more minutes left, which is a shame. This is such a good attacking platform for them. They'd love to have him running one of those lines, either off Carl Manu or Adrian Curry, or even Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown's an interesting story. Started the year at Waratah, then went down to Penrith. They had an eye on him, and he played the second half of the season, first grade there. Was training some pre-season training with the Greater Sydney Rams, hoping to get a National Rugby Championship contract. Missed out on that, and is back now plying his trade with the Waratahs, and will add some strike power to them, especially while Hayden Pedersen's not there.
Yes, as Waratah easily drive that scrum forward. Picked up from the back by the number 8 now. Oh, and Arthur Brown just
he was
wide
in a hole
open
there, wasn't he?
there.
He was in a big hole. He just had a little bow peep, and the ball might have just been a little bit low. He is a big, tall, rangy player. And yeah, just butterfingers, the ball went to ground, and another scrum, another pressure scrum from Merewether Carlton. They'll certainly look to work James Sneddon over. I think on this side, that's where they'll attack. Should
have really caught it, though, with the line wide open. As he comes back now.
He'd be very disappointed himself for that one.
He looks disappointed.
And here comes Tim Riley. He's been given the go-ahead. He goes back on at fullback.
Yeah, Merewether Carlton side. He's going over to the right, to the top of your screen there. As Johns looks to feed the ball, they're going to have to set up in this scrum here, Merewether Carlton.
Yeah, Josh Farr was already going, working him on this side.
Oh, Johns with
the
ball.
That was terribly legal, but he's got away with it. And Blake Crichton looks for the relieving kick. And it's a good kick at that, 40 metres out.
Yeah, good kick there by Crichton, getting the Greens out of trouble now. They're probably going to want to have to get down in the Waratah half. They are leading, though, 13 points to 10 at the moment.
Really didn't have an effect.
Yeah, this half has really had some ebbs and flows, hasn't it? The last 10 minutes has been all Waratah. They've been camped down in the Greens quarter for the majority of it. They were looking to attack here again. Not a bad position, 40 metres out. Their line-out throw. I suspect that they'll go to Dylan Hines. He's been their main avenue, but they go even shorter to Tyson Tanari at the front.
Ball out now.
Geez, they're up quick, the Greens.
Manu there with the ball behind him, but he gets the ball out to Riley. Riley palms off his winger in Nash. Kicks forward with a little grubber. That's a good kick there. Good, bad bounce there for Riley as he takes the ball over the sideline.
He's making up for lost time, isn't he? He was off for 10 minutes, and his first touch, and he nearly scores a magnificent individual try. He is, of course, the leading try scorer in the competition. I think he has 18, 4 clear of his next rival. So he's just a point-scoring machine.
Yeah, definitely. He can back up or create.
And he can kick goals as well. So if he was kicking goals as well, he'd be a runaway in terms of the leading point scorer. But the Greens look again to relieve some pressure with a nice strong boost. But they take a quick line out here, the Tars.
Riley with the ball now, going to look to probably take it up the middle and set it up for his forwards to get around him, and he does. The ball 35 metres out now. Ball passed out.
Yeah, that's Brendan Jackson getting in, looking for some work again. We've got Arthur Brown and Kelly Meafau out here on the left edge.
Yeah,
all they need to do is get the ball to him. There's some space out here.
Brown calling desperately for the ball as Tanari takes the ball in. Pick and drive there by Manu, who gets way over the advantage line.
They finally come left, but the numbers have now evened themselves out. Josh Afawa, big run.
Just bumps one off easily there. With the ball at the back now for Morgan, but they pick and drive through Miracalis, who takes the ball up. That's a good run. He's still going. Probably about 15 metres out now.
Again, Merewether picks it up. He stands up so high, you think he wouldn't have that much power, but he's just got a big fend, and he shrugs off 2 and 3 every time, but he's turned the ball over there.
And Crichton, good clearing kick by Crichton as Riley out of position. Coming across now. Brendan Jackson comes back too in support. Riley taking his time, looks to kick. That's a good crossfield kick.
James Snedden picks it up.
Back there, probably not the person you want back there as he runs forward, tries to bump someone off, but unsuccessful. They've still got numbers out wide with Nash in open space. He's got a bit of pace.
Yeah, he did well there, James Snedden. It's not fun time when you get isolated out there with a kick coming to you.
As Johns takes a blindside, good little move there. They move forward there.
Just getting organised here, Merewether Carlton. They haven't had the ball for a while. They just need to get organised and get some forward runners and recycle some possession and take a breather.
Cam Turner cut in half there. Ball loose at the back. Comes out now, Crichton. Looks to get the ball down into the 20-metre line, and he does so with ease with Eddie Clifton. Fine chase there, and that's a good safe play there by
good
Crichton.
option. You see Blake Crichton experience there. Comes into first receiver. Just knocks it down the corner. The Greens will get an opportunity to have a couple of deep breaths. They'll attack this line out and try and spoil and put some pressure on the Waratahs as they try to play it out from their own line.
Waratah with the line out.
Marks there, guys. Keep the
Greens will look to probably put pressure on all
Trey's
three.
Been good so far from Drummond. This is an important one for him.
As you said, up from Colt's, only been playing first grade for a few weeks. And the ball won easily there by the Waratah side as they look to keep the ball up and maul. Take good little box kick there. Clifton under it though. May look to counter, yes. Passes it out to Crichton. Crichton easily gets past Riley there.
Yeah, poor chase there from Waratah. Riley was virtually the only one that made an effort behind that one.
Merewether takes him down eventually. Calls for off his feet. Jared Logan not agreeing with the crowd as Pat Island takes it forward. Caesar now passes it out. Merewether Carlton got numbers with Smith making a half break there. Had Nash on the outside, didn't use him.
Yeah, he beats a bloke every time, doesn't he, Smith? I've been very impressed with him.
As the Waratah players come up with it, that's a bad change over there by the Carlton side. Not forcing the pressure that they did have. And Tanari takes the ball forward with the blue rinse.
Good swarming defence there from the Greens. They're looking for a turnover here. Got to stay disciplined though. Can't afford to give away a penalty and piggyback around the ground.
Box kick there by the half. Crichton all over it as Riley comes through as he has done all day. And Crichton with the midfield bomb. He's chased his own kick. That's a danger kick.
Oh, they've got numbers here on the
right.
They got
numbers.
He only has to pass.
Arthur Brown, Merewether, sorry, with the ball. Running straight towards Eddie Clifton, bumps him off. Good effort, though, by Eddie Clifton to stop him in his tracks. Giving away a lot of weight there as he holds onto the ball. Ball pass.
McGill was up there from the blind side. Cause of a knock on there from the Green supporters, and they get a penalty.
That's a penalty for holding on. I don't know if it was in that play or the play before. Merewether, I think, may have held on as well.
Yeah, great tackle there from Mick Gill. He saw from first receiver, he saw what was happening. He ran, he picked the line early, made a good hit from the blind side. From there, they were able to get some hands in and force a turnover and relieve some pressure. Yeah, you can't keep teaching old dog new tricks, but Mick Gill's got all of them anyway, hasn't he? Yeah, he just came from that left-hand side of the referee, just out of his eyesight. Not sure, he might have got a head start, but still it was a great work from the skipper, and it was a tackle that needed to be made from a skipper, and great work by him. 45 metres out from the Waratah line now. Merewether Carlton with a good attacking line out, good chance there. They look dangerous from midfield when they spread the ball as well, the Carlton side. Ball goes up. Turner gets the ball nicely as they take the ball forward. Yeah, it's good maul. Mac Ray, sorry. 10-15 metres there. Merewether Carlton have used their maul nicely the last few weeks. As it goes down now, about 30 metres out, John's trying to get the ball as Ward comes over with a big clean out. Caesar with the ball. Nice little short pass there to Danavaro. He's another one that's coming out of the Colts. Isn't he? His first or second year out of Colts, Danavaro. I think he might have played Newcastle under 20s last year. Turnover here, Waratah, they're most dangerous when on the counter. Manu jinking in and out of players there. And the Waratah players coming over and consolidating the ball for him. Tanari takes it forward. Quick ball off the back.
And that's a penalty there to the Waratah side. Merewether Carlton not clearing the ruck.
Yeah, just trying to slow things down there, Merewether Carlton. Probably not a bad penalty to give away, to be fair. Waratah was certainly building something there. The Greens' defensive line was stretched at 6s and 7s on either side, and interesting to see whether they go for 3 points, as they do Adrian Curry points to the sticks. This will probably test. This is probably about the limit of his range, I think, 40 metres.
Yeah, I think I seem to remember last time the longer ones, Tim Riley was taking the ones from around the halfway mark. But it does look like Curry's going to take this one as he calls for the kicking tee. We won't say anything about the ball boys here because they're right on the money today. There's the Merewether Carlton side coming into full time, probably about 5 minutes out now from half time, sorry. Full time of the first half, I mean. As Curry steps back, the Merewether Carlton side now getting set.
Yeah, Waratah Blakes just calling for some water, taking the deep breaths. They've really lifted it the last 15 minutes, and I think it's physically the last 10, 15 minutes of the second half we may show.
I think when the Carlton side have the ball, they definitely are running these guys ragged as the ball just drops short off the post as Waratah player comes through and Crichton hoofs the ball down the field, but there's plenty of players there.
Pretty ordinary chase again by Waratah. It was probably indicative of, I guess, them physically. Only the winger was the really only one that Alex Robson, which made a chase on that one. So great opportunity for the Greens to kick it nice and deep, and now they're 10 metres into the Waratah half defensive line out.
And in return, that was a good chase there by the Carlton side, showing their eagerness to get back up this side of the field. As the Waratah look to throw it up the back, and they do. Lands the ball right on the mark there.
Another midfield bomb here. This is certainly a well-practiced ploy.
Riley gets the ball.
By the Tars. Riley loves those midfield bombs. He really climbs from that one. He didn't have to land in his breadbasket. They go left.
Oh, that's a little flick out the pass at the back. Didn't really need to do it. Tanari looking a little bit upset at the pass. Probably should have taken the ball in.
Yeah, 2 minutes from half time. I think had that choice, he may have made a different one. Take it to ground and look to build again. But now we have Merewether Carlton line out throw, 10 minutes from halfway.
Score 13-10 with Carlton in the lead, and that's a bad loss there by Carlton as Morgan takes the ball forward.
It's out.
It's rumbling around there. No one really with the ball. Offside, knock on there by the Waratah side, and Merewether Carlton will have the feed on about their own 15-yard line. Yeah,
good little break there from Reece Morgan. I like him. He's a Welsh boy that's come out. He's certainly not probably the same class as Vasa Faili, who obviously led the Tars to a premiership last year and then went to Hamilton. But he's got a bit about his game. He's got a decent pass. Obviously very sharp from around the rucks, and he's certainly been a good find for him.
Yeah, definitely, especially on the counter. He likes to recycle the ball and get them going forward quickly. And that's when they look their most dangerous, the Waratah side.
Yeah, they love a broken line, don't they? A broken defensive line. They've got so many players with sharp feet and great vision, and they're very good at assessing the situation. Big scrum from the Tars here.
Yeah, that is a big scrum there by the Waratah side. Now, they really have to pick up the ball from the back, the Merewether Carlton side, and Mac Ray was doing it early in the match, but he seems the ball might be a little bit busy at the back there.
Yeah, it gets hard when you're when your second rows are coming back in your face and you're trying to stay balanced and keep an eye on the ball and stay nice and strong as well. So, yeah, life getting certainly the big front row of Waratah making life difficult for the Greens.
Yeah, they're definitely missing Mac Nixon this week. The Merewether Carlton side, he was really anchoring that scrum over the last few weeks. Tap on the shoulder there by the Waratahs. Ball taken from the back. As he takes the ball through, and that's a good try by Morgan.
Yeah, there was a little hint of maybe an obstruction there, but I think the first receiver may have cleared the line. He just went around the old-fashioned wraparound, and just a big hole appeared, and he went through it. Reece Morgan, great little piece of enterprise.
Yeah, to be fair, I was actually waiting for Jared Logan to blow the whistle. Merewether Carlton won't be happy with that try.
Yeah, they weren't happy a couple of weeks ago with a Wanderers try that certainly did come from obstruction. I don't think that one today was as probably clear-cut as the one before, but certainly there was the Waratah first receiver did run through the line, looked like he was a decoy player. Certainly Morgan went behind him. I think if you look at the law book, that's pretty much potentially a shepherd. So no replays today, but But I'm sure there'll be a little bit of conjecture from that from Michael Den after the game.
I can hear the social media blowing up right now, Jimmy Gardner, as the Waratah players move back beyond their halfway line. It'll probably be about half-time now as Curry looks to kick it. He's been sharp today. He's missed one from about the 40-metre mark. This is a relatively easy kick for him. He strikes it, and that's a goal.
Mick,
Good conversion
just make
there.
sure everyone's behind the ball when it's kicked
Now
off.
brings the scores to 17-13 with Waratah in the lead.
Hasn't this game changed complexion? 20 minutes, first 20 minutes was all Merewether Carlton. The last 20 minutes has certainly been definitely the home side's favour. So sets up for a great second half.
Yeah, Merewether Carlton certainly not out of it yet. They're slow to come back with only a couple of minutes to go. Probably one more play. This is where Merewether Carlton are their most dangerous because they do never give up, as we've seen over the last few weeks. And that's a good kick there to Meafoa. Taken nicely there by Clifton and around the head. That's the only way to stop the big man, I think. There's the ball now at the back. Morgan with it. Good little kick from the back of the ruck there. Mac Ray on the sideline. Good positioning as he takes the ball in. Palms off one. That's a good piece of play by Mac Ray. Looks now to link up with his outside men. No, he takes the ball in. Good safety first play. And Merewether Carlton, if they can get set to the right, coming towards the bottom of your screen, there's danger there for them. But the Waratah players come over.
They've won this, yeah. He had a couple of men outside him, Mac Ray. He probably could have passed that. And now we have Waratah on the attack. One end to the other. Big Arthur Brown. Beats one tackle, beats another. Palms off Chris Ward. He's got a player on. He's got Meafoa on the outside.
Meafoa now.
Oh, yeah, good cover tackle. He's done well there, Chris Ward. He sort of got... He got brushed aside by Arthur Brown, but he recovered well. And
that's a short arm penalty there to Carlton. Crichton takes the kick, nearly loses it. Kicks the ball downfield there with Riley now. Probably looking to counter. May use that midfield bomb. He does. That's a good kick as he looks to clean up his own kick, and he comes through, and that's a good take there. Riley now with no numbers, and he's taken on the ground there. That's a hard tackle there by Ward as Ward turns the ball over.
Yeah, he's struggling there, right? He looked like he might have got some accidental knees in the back there as he went to ground.
Big
Merewether Carlton had this now. This is a real chance for them with the clock winding down in the first half. Banana kick from Blake Crichton, looking for touch.
Crichton gets the ball nicely on the 20-metre line there. And this is good play leading into half-time here by Merewether Carlton and Waratah as Ward seems to be a little bit injured in the back play there.
All good.
Yeah, a couple of big match turners potentially from Chris Ward there, wasn't it? He certainly did well to recover and make that tackle, and he's caused a couple of crucial turnovers as we sort of go deep into injury time now. I don't think we'll have much more after this line out as Ward gets attention, but he's been very good so far, Drummer, with his line out throws. He needs to hit the mark this one.
Yeah, Brummer set to throw. Waratah moving around in the line out. A little bit scrappy, but Meafoa cleans up nicely and he shrugs a couple off, but he's taken it about 3 metres out. Merewether Carlton looking to put pressure on. Morgan at the back with a good little kick. In comes Clifton to take it on the full, and he does. He's got Crichton on the outside, but Clifton takes it in himself.
Yeah, they just really need to get that chase line a bit better, the Waratah again.
They've got numbers to the left if they use them, but looks like they're calling to the right as Gill takes the ball forward, choosing not to pass that time. John's forced to take the ball.
Spot a little opening, they're just cleaning out here now. The green's very important. This next passage of play for both sides.
Pat Island takes it forward. They're just slowing the play down now.
Looks like we've got an advantage. Merewether Carlton penalty here. Not rolling away. There'll be a gift 3 points if not a try.
Yeah, you got it, yes.
Merewether Carlton now playing slow football, soaking it up. As Crichton looks to take the field goal, probably not the right option.
Yeah, he knew he had the advantage of the penalty. So, yeah, just took the odds. If he doesn't get the 3 from the field goal, he'll get the 3 from the penalty kick. As the rain starts to tumble down here at Waratah Oval, which, again, will add another element to the second half.
Yeah, they had the numbers to the left there. I would have thought Crichton probably would have chanced his arm. He's been getting on the outside most of the game and dummying the kick. And the one time he had the opportunity, he doesn't take it and chooses to take the penalty. A little bit of negative footy, I think, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think they're probably breathing pretty heavy. There wasn't. They didn't really have much set there. I think they were in a bit of a bunch. So I guess 3 points. A guaranteed 3 points is certainly. When it's on the line, if he doesn't get the field goal, he gets the 3 points from the penalty, and that'll tie it up, which has been it's very interesting and certainly very up and down, certainly first half.
Yeah, this will probably be the the end of the half now as Crichton lines the ball up. The score's 17-13, so this will make it 17-16 if he does get the penalty.
Yeah, sorry, mate, math's not my strong point. I think I said he might level it up, but certainly he'll kick this for sure. Nicely struck, straight over the black dot.
And that's
half
too
time.
easy. And that's half time for Bar TV and the greater NHRU competition. Thanks for tuning in live to us at the moment, live on the Herald and Bar TV. We're going to take a short 5-minute break at half time, and we'll be back for the second half in about 3.5 minutes. And we're back here for the second half of the great NHRU
Mick,
competition. Live here for Bar TV, the kings of grassroots sports, Australia-wide in your pubs and clubs. And of course, streaming live on the internet at the moment on the Newcastle Herald as the Waratahs kick off. Merewether Carlton running towards the train tracks. And Crichton kicks across field, probably not the kick he intended, but it might work out all right as Nash gets the ball. Nash looking for support. And he's got it on the inside as he gets past one. Bumps off another. That's a good run there by Nash as Sned in the front rower helps to clean out. John's at the back with a Waratah play. Arthur Brown probably coming through the wrong way there. And that's going to be a penalty to Merewether Carlton. With the rain's coming down now.
May even see a sin bin here. That was a total professional foul. Arthur Brown just came around from the side, took the player out. I don't think Jared Logan will put up with too much of that happening.
Yeah, a definite professional foul there, sorry, Jimmy. As the Waratah player now milking an injury, probably trying to get out of the penalty. And the trouble that he might face is Logan consulting his touch judge on the other side.
6 blue.
But that was a good bust there by Corey Nash. I thought he might have gone all the way, but he chose to run infield towards his forwards and take the safer option. Probably would have chanced his arm in a few years ago when he had a little bit more pace.
Yeah, it was certainly a spectacular start at the second half. Pretty similar fashion to how Merewether Carlton started the first half. But you can see Jared Logan laying the law down now to Carl Manu and it looks like Frank Robertson. Interesting to note too, in the warm-up at halftime, Adam Nolan, Gareth Ernst, all limbering up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some changes in the second half. I got some halftime scores for those two who are interested in around the grounds. Of course, it was 17-16 here to Waratah over Merewether, and Nelson Bay, the Hawks, are in front 22-14 over the Gropers. Southern Beaches lead University 24-0. Wanderers slightly ahead of East at Danga Park 26-16, and probably the surprise of the pick of them is Maitland 19, but only just in front of Lake Macquarie 14. So the Roos are showing a bit of fight up there at Marcellin Park as Blake Crichton. No, it looks like it's not Blake Crichton taking the conversion. It's Don Navarro. Got a change in kick up, but he slots that over easy as you like.
Yeah, Kieran Navarro, a pretty accomplished kicker himself, Jimmy. As that puts the Greens in front now again in this match, 19-17.
And then a head clash with Nolan.
The Waratah players really caught unexpected there with that return kick by Crichton. Probably not the one he intended, but it was a funny bounce. It was one of those things where it was opportunistic by Corey Nash, who led the chase really well. As they come back now for the restart with Curry to put some curry on this one. Gives it a couple of bounces. That's a good long kick there, getting the Carlton side back in their own 20. Crichton looks to kick the ball out, and he does. Finds good distance there with the Waratahs looking to counter. Morgan with the big hoofing midfield bomb. They've done this well today, the Waratahs team. And Johns juggles the ball around. Probably a knock on there, double knock on with Jared Logan calling the ball. Maybe an offside. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think with this rain coming down and the ball getting slipperier, I think you'll see that midfield bomb even more prevalent in the second half. Certainly Tim Riley loves it, and Merewether Carlton too have shown so far this. They're pretty keen on it as well. So interesting to see whether, other than that, they change their approach too much as the conditions get worse. The lights are now on here at Waratah Oval. Looks like Waratah will take another conversion.
When we're kicking,
yeah, Manu consults with Logan. He's going to kick the ball. He's having a bit of a chat to him as well. Maybe about the Merewether Carlton side, probably creeping forward a little bit.
Yeah, they've been up in their face, haven't they? And but to this point, the Tars have counter-attacked it well. They've got outside them. They've shown not been afraid to throw that cut-out pass. Certainly when you've got Karl Manu there in particular,
good thing. Yeah,
he can throw a good as ball as any.
Yeah, his centre partner, Arthur Brown, hasn't really got the ball too much, has he?
Yeah, I think he's played predominantly on the wing most of his footy. I know he's only a late turner to rugby union. He played for the Wyong Roos in New South Wales Cup last year on the wing, so he's only new to rugby. I think he went home in the off-season to New Zealand and learned a bit there, according to Hayden Pedersen. But yeah, at outside centre, he probably doesn't have the positional or the passing game. He certainly played on the wing for Penrith, and that's where he's most noted for, as Adrian Curry lines this one up.
Well, he has switched the wing now in the second half with Reece McKinnon going into the centres, and he nails that kick, Adrian Curry, to put the Waratahs team back in front. It's 20-19 now at Waratah Oval. And the ball a little slow to come back here. Mick Gill rallying his troops as a good captain does. Passes the ball into Crichton, the young ball boy, who's doing a superb job here at Waratah Oval. Crichton with the restart and nails it right on that 10-metre line with the Merewether Carlton side coming, but it's a knock on there from the restart by Merewether Carlton. Hard to tell who that was off there.
Yeah, it looks like Merewether Carlton warming up a few troops here. Corey Nash just had a word to the trainer as well. Maybe he's not 100%. He's looked like he's feeling at his right shoulder. I think Sean Rich looks like he's going out in the field to warm up. As we mentioned, Gareth Hurst down there doing some limbering exercises, and also Adam Nolan. So looks like we might be strengthening the troops here from the greens. This is how important this game is, regardless of whether they got niggles or whether they weren't at training. They're going to be used for an impact. Yeah,
Adam Nolan, I think, can come on and really counter the metres that Merewether was making, because he is a punishing defender and he has no respect for his
there
body.
From Waratah, just a ping for pulling the ball in the second row. Horrible mistake when you're given the task. Scrum's been on the front foot all day.
That's a good take forward there. Good carry to about the 30-metre line. Is snatted met in defence by Merewether, but he gets the better of him and gets over the advantage line. And that's a penalty to the
Hands
Greens.
on the ground. You've got to support your weight.
Yeah, they just need to lift the tempo here again, the Greens. They need to find that rhythm that they had in the first opening 20 minutes where they did everything at a frenetic pace. You know, they recycled the ball very quickly. They cleaned out with power and precision and really had the Waratahs on the back foot. Again, Jared Logan talking to Karl Manu here. I wouldn't be surprised if the next person to get penalised finds himself in the bin.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what that penalty was for either, Jimmy. I think it was for maybe losing his feet there, the Waratahs player, or coming through the ruck.
Which, you find most of the penalties in this game have been given. Yeah, starting to lose his patience, though, Jared Logan. I know he doesn't like talking to players overly. Once he tells them to stop, you'll find the next time he'll be reaching into his pocket for a card. As we have a replacement for Merewether Carlton. Looks like Corey Nash has succumbed to that shoulder problem.
Yeah, no, just corner.
Yeah, maybe Luke Tuvey come on there, I think.
No relation to Jeff. Hope he's not as fiery. Hope he's not ridiculous.
He's definitely taller.
It looks like Blake Crichton again takes over the kicking duties here. So not sure what was up with that last one, but slotted that perfectly.
Maybe he just didn't want to kick it, Jimmy. As they again hit the lead, the Merewether Carlton side. It's 22-20. And this match now seesawing back and forth with the rain coming down. Both teams looking to play safety first and taking the points.
1 and 4.
Of course, for all your rugby news, don't forget to go to the Newcastle Herald on a Saturday, a Thursday, and a I'm all over the shop, and a Monday. And of course, our website, www.theherald.com, as a couple more reinforcements go out for the Greens. Looks like Cam Turner coming off.
Sean Rich coming on, and Billy Dunn, I believe, as well.
Yeah, he'll slot into hooker, you would think. Or maybe prop, I'd say, with Mick Gill still out there, of course.
I'd imagine prop, so I don't know who actually came off. Was it Barlow that came off there? As Merewether takes a big run up there, and that's a good run there by Merewether, steaming onto it. Ball at the back there. Reese Morgan passes to Curry. Curry just chips it over the back there to the replacement.
Green, mate,
Tuvey, I believe. And that's a pretty poor kick there by the replacement. As Curry puts it up to Crichton and loses his footing.
Oh, nice little step up the right. He's in a hole here.
Good hole there, and Crichton with a little chip over the top to the inside. Tanari just cleaning up there. But that's good enterprising play by Crichton. So good on his feet.
Yeah, did well to get back and cover there, Tyson Tanari. He's a big man, and he mowed it well, took the ball in and set it up nicely.
Ball now out to Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown with a crossfield kick. And they've got numbers now.
Brendan Jackson with ball in hand. Doesn't look
passes
like
it out now to Merewether. Merewether probably gets the ball inside.
Play on here.
Jackson,
play on.
He's going to score. That's a good try by the Waratahs side. I wouldn't say a good try, but that's an opportunistic try against the run of play. Merewether Carlton will be disappointed with that one, Jimmy.
Yeah, Arthur Brown, nothing on. The ball was sort of spat out to him at the back. He had a look up. He didn't have any support. He saw the winger out on the left. He decided to put the foot to the ball. Brendan Jackson, who's a breakaway playing on the wing, pulled it in. He sort of straightened it up for about 30, 40 metres. Didn't look comfortable passing left to right, but he still managed to hit the target in Kelly Merewether. He charged down that touchline. Good defence to bring him down, but as he went to ground, he threw the ball on the inside. Merewether player in desperation stuck a hand up, hit his hand, and then, of course, the Waratah player ran through to score. A spectacular try, and one totally against the run of play, and one that will give them a real lift.
And James Stennon leaving the field now. So I'm guessing that's who Billy Dunn's come on for. Not a bad game by Sneddon either. The restaurateur.
But he's got them all covered, hasn't he? He's got a German beer house. He's got an oyster restaurant. He's got a cafe. He's got his hands a number of pies.
I think he's just taken over the old haunt, the Great Northern, Jimmy. Which is not a bad little get. And Curry will be hoping he gets this one. From a difficult position in the rain, as Eddie Clifton comes out to meet him, it looks like he's got it. That's a nice kick there by Curry. Didn't look like missing. Waratah now in the lead, 25 to 22. 27 to 22, sorry, after converting that kick. Merewether really need to keep composed here and get back into this match. They haven't been doing anything wrong as Crichton now kicks it. That's a good kick again on the 10-metre line, troubling the Waratahs, but they come down with it on about the 40-metre line there. Calls to get off him. Looks like the Merewether Carlton side may have won this ball back. John's digging and burrowing for that ball. They turn the ball over the Carlton side. That's a good little scurrying run there by Nathan Johns, who's not known for his running game, but has got a really good passing game as they take the ball to the 40-metre line now, the Greens. Ball out wide. Caesar now. Oh, that's a good tackle there.
Nice. Hit him on the chest and knocked him straight on his backside. He managed to get the ball back. Well done there. Mac Ray just trucks it up. We're all over him here, the Tars. They were looking for a turnover here. They put numbers to the breakdown. The ball pops out the back to the Greens. Hines up nice and quickly. They've really lifted their intensity here, Waratah.
As the Waratah guys coming over, looks like they may have won the ball back, but John's calling them in. May have been offside there.
He was to be careful here, the little Welsh number 9. He was looking for a player's hand there with his boot. Got away with that one, but I'm sure the touch judge looks like Todd Bowd might be going in. Have a word. Certainly lying on the ball there, but little Welshman wasn't happy with it.
You can get away with that in the valleys of North Wales, but you can't get away with that in the great NHRU competition.
No, certainly not. The days of rucking a player out are well and truly gone.
I think the last rucking I ever did, Jimmy, was against Wanderers, and you attacked me for it.
But I was normally too slow to get to the ground. I certainly would have been on the bottom. There's no doubts about that, trying to get out of the road.
But, it was definitely up and down.
I was more a leaner than a cleaner out of the ball at the ruck, that's for sure.
Nowhere near the ball. No need for
it wasn't actually you from memory. I think I was doing it to someone else, and your eyes lit up, and it was attack. It was assault.
Don't pick on my blue boys, mate. You know that. It's like a red rag to
It was
a
absolute assault. If it was anywhere else in the world, it would have been assault.
I hope it was at Townsend Oval.
It was right in front of the green room. The crowd went up, not for you, but for me, getting the absolute what's-he's beaten out of me.
I'm sure it would have been put that in the paper, Gardner. I've heard that a few times before. But yeah, as we expected, the referee just having a little word to Reece Morgan, telling him to put his slipper away. As he reaching for his, looks like he's reaching for his pocket. This will be a yellow card. Could be a match turner, this one.
That's a damaging move there by Jared Logan for the Waratahs side. With Morgan coming off, the halfback, controlling the play for most of the match as well. Most of the play is coming off Morgan. He's organising his troops really well. So the next 10 minutes are going to be one to watch out for Bar TV.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust here. The Tarzi, I don't think they got a genuine backup number 9 for him. He's certainly been their man all season. As you said, he was having a very good game as well.
And that's a good kick there by Crichton, getting them about 10 metres out.
10-metre line.
They'll probably look to maul this. It was pretty successful last week against Nelson Bay. They'll look to keep it up with Sean Rich now on the field. They'll probably look to go to him. He is the money man for the Greens.
Yeah, for sure. I think Merewether will look quick. They want to pull this straight to Gown.
Nolan gets the ball. And this is the move they used last week, but the wet conditions just letting them lose their feet there. And he's got to be offside there. He's come through there, Hines. Jared Logan's call it. He was about half a metre offside there, Hines.
Yeah, just mistimed. He didn't probably go back through the gate. He was probably offside as well, but yeah, just mistimed it. And opportunity here for the Greens. They go the line out again.
As Merewether Carlton go for the line out, they'll probably go to 4 this time. It's a couple of set pieces, a couple of set plays for this maul, attacking maul that they use.
Yeah, they're a bit close here, so probably more dangerous to try and sack it. So I'll be looking for Merewether and Josh the forward to aim up physically.
Yeah, Merewether certainly giving away a bit in size. As the ball comes off the back, it's a little bit of surprise. Caesar with it now, out the back.
Sweeping move.
As Crichton steps around and he's taken nicely there by the
Waratahs.
Waratahs. And the Waratahs, Carl Manu has taken the ball in a crunching tackle.
It was nearly as though the Greens expected their forwards to maul that, wasn't it? They were sort of caught a bit flat-footed. The sweeping move allowed the Waratah players to get up in defence, and they put a good shot on.
Yeah, maybe Sean Rich not having the control he wanted and just knocking it off the back there. And John's forced to pass it out with Waratah now settling the play, remembering they've got no halfback. As Arthur Brown kicks it, and that's a good hulking kick there. Eddie Clifton shapes the catch, but just lets it bounce with Crichton with the ball now. Looks to kick it downfield. Good safety first football. Riley with the ball. Good positioning there by Riley as he looks
home
to
here for the Greens.
chip it forward. With Adam Nolan looking to clean up there. May have a bit of pressure on him. It just sits up nicely. Nolan with a spiralling kick, getting them out of trouble.
Yeah, but still, good passage of play for the Tars. I think Nolan was hoping that might have rolled in goal and he might have got escaped with by grounding the ball for a 22 restart. But no, he recovered well. Nice spiral touch finder. Line out for the Tars on their corner line.
Yeah, Brummer with the throw. He's been pretty much on the money all game today.
No, the other way. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Rich out there, but it's interesting to see where they really attack the Waratah line out now.
Paddock Ahura has come on the field now as Mirakalis takes the ball forward. That's a good run by Mirakalis.
He's so strong. That leg drive is incredible. So they get there in numbers now, the Tars. They line up on the left.
20-metre line. No halfback and Fower in the back there. Takes the ball forward. Not making much ground. Just setting up so they get some sort of coordination there at the back there.
Dylan Hines again rucks it up from in close. Again, still set to the left here. Here the Waratahs.
Mano at the back. Curry. Dummies double pumps. Riley with the ball now. Got a bit to do. Passes on the inside to Meafo, and Meafo knocks the ball on.
Yeah, they just got a little bit cramped for room there. I think they probably went one too many to the left there, Waratah, and it just didn't give Tim Riley the space he needed. He got outside his first man, but then when he found his winger, there was really no other option but to be taken in the touch. They tried to throw the ball on the inside. It went to ground. And now a big scrum from Merewether Carlton. They need to stay strong here. With Billy Dunn on now and change to the front row, a couple of changes in the second row. Be interesting to see if this strengthens them up or is a disruption.
Yeah, Billy Dunn, a natural hooker, so we'll see how this one goes. He has been playing front row for the last probably year and a half, just because Mick Gills made the hooker position his own for this first grade side.
Well, I've been impressed with him. What I've seen of him, he's a good little footballer. He's certainly got a bit about his game. He's not just meat and potatoes. He's got some step. He's got a little offload as well. But the scrummaging here is where he'll really be tested. He's either, whether it's Mirakalis, who's in the national front row, or Josh Rafawa. He's certainly got a couple of big boppers opposite him. Who knows? Technique is very strong.
Yeah, the Greens players squat getting lower than the Waratahs. 20-metre line. Brummer to throw. They'll probably go to about the middle of the line out as they take numbers out of the line out.
Again, we've got Kelly Meafo and looks like Frank Roberts lurking out in the back line here.
Yeah, Meafo is definitely the go-to man. And Riley steps into the back line as well. Oh, that's a scrappy ball there as they clean up, remembering they've got no halfback as Manu, I think, is in there.
It looks like he went into halfback there.
No one at the back there. They're going to have to pick and drive a field.
Use it.
As Curry with the ball. Passes it on to Hines. Hines strong there. Not making many metres as Afawa picks the ball from the back as well. And he scrambles forward and gets over the advantage line. Mirakalis now working
good tackle there by Paddy Island. Got him under his ribcage and driven him backwards.
Yeah, rattled in there. And that's a knock on there. Merewether Carlton.
All come from that big hit from Pat Island. He just got under his ribcage, lifted him, and from there he was back as he went to ground. Loose carry, ball spilled out. Great piece of defence, and one that can really lift this Greens outfit, who look like they're struggling a bit, just for organisation and direction. I think the wind might have picked up a little bit. Looks like they're playing into it. Certainly difficult conditions.
One's not on.
Oh, no, sorry. No.
I was going to say, I thought he went off 5 minutes ago.
I got the number.
And the scoreboard clock that you're watching was about 5 minutes out.
So 80 minutes gone now.
Fine.
Waratah, I won't say in command here, but certainly just in front.
Yep.
Leading 27-22 as the Greens look to get out of their own quarter. Creighton takes a little jink, a little dive, a little run.
Play on.
Throwing numbers in at the ball here, Waratah trying to force a turnover.
No,
and they have Meafo at the back. Oh, big. He leads with his knee, doesn't he? He could get a bit dangerous with that one, but he's so big and strong.
Yeah, 25 metres out now, the Waratahs, and a forward takes the ball forward. Look for Merewether to come around, maybe. That seems to be how they've been working. There's Curry from the back. Oh no, Curry's got the ball now. Passes it out to Riley. Good long pass, and Riley quick off the mark. He's going to make a break, and he gets taken down and taken out by the Merewether Carlton team, who produced some good defence at the last minute there.
Yeah, he wanted that ball early, Jim Riley. You can hear him yelling for it, and once he got it, he always beats that first man. He always seems to get on the outside. He's got such a strong fend. Again, just working with tight space, got to the corner. Slippery conditions, just great cover coming across and taking him into touch.
Gill throws the ball to Rich, and the Merewether Carlton side take the ball down. Driving it forward. The ball's still up in a maul situation. This is good play by the Merewether Carlton side to get the ball out of danger. As Crichton now doesn't find as many metres as he probably hoped as they throw the ball in through Robson. Not a bad pass to Riley, who picks it up on the bounce.
Yeah, good chase there by the Greens. They've got 4 men there at the tackle. Still, Waratah look to get it back.
Manu playing halfback there, standing in. As Arthur Brown now takes the ball forward, steps inside, little flick pass to Brummer, sorry. And
he's had a good game, hasn't he? He's been very good at the line out, and he's done some nice, good work in tight.
Merewether takes it forward, and that's a penalty there with the referee, Jared Logan, playing advantage.
Yeah, Merewether Carlton just creeping up offside there, a bit too eager.
Score 27-22 for Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald.
Yeah, Adrian Curry takes another attempt at conversion here. This will be a handy lead if he can slot this one over.
And the lights on here at Waratah Oval. Everyone quiet in the Carl Manu stand over there, but the Green supporters have lost their vocals as well, it seems. A little bit of a flat spot in the match.
Yeah, the game's at this flat point, isn't it? It's sort of at this crucial stage midway through the second half. This is really an opportunity for one of the two teams to really take it by the scruff of the neck. At this point, it probably looks like the Tars have grabbed the ascendancy. They just seem to be a little bit more physical, particularly at that tackle contest, and they look to have more line breaks in them. But still, Merewether Carlton, they're such a fighting team that fights. They fight and fight and fight, and they, while ever they're staying in touch, they're a chance.
Yeah, we've seen that the last couple of weeks with them coming from behind and scoring on the bell as Curry steps in. And that's a good kick by Curry.
Next stoppage, Todd, on the sin bin.
To make the score now 30 points to 22, Waratah's way.
Yeah, next stoppage.
Waratah today playing in the blue, Merewether Carlton in the green.
Yeah, of course, the one-off jerseys will be up for auction. It's in support of the Hunter Prostate Cancer Alliance. Great organisation, do great work for people in the Hunter. Of course, don't be afraid to get a little prick. Just a man over 40, get your blood tested for prostate cancer. It's certainly a big killer in Australia, and one we'd like to...
That's a deep kick there by Crichton as Riley cleans up on the 22-metre line. Ball passed out by Manu. Arthur Brown straightens up now. Good driving run forward.
Just looking at the size of Arthur Brown and the way he moves, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in the forwards by the end of his career.
Yeah, he's definitely got some good pace to play in break level number 8.
The tackle was
Protect gets the ball. Another replacement there for the Merewether Carlton side. Passes it into Crichton, who beats one as he's done all day, and takes it up through the middle to set it up for his forwards. That's a good clean out there by the Merewether Carlton side. Johns now. Oh, they've turned the ball over. Miracalis taking the ball over the advantage line. And that's a bad mistake by the Merewether Carlton team.
They're a bit bunched here, the Tars. I think you just see their forwards truck it up till they get organised here. Tyson Tenari takes it there. Miafo cleans out. Looks like he went off his feet there, but got away with it.
Yeah, I got it.
Merewether Carlton, the ball come out the side there. And that's a knock-on by the Waratahs. Good spotting there by Jared Logan.
Yeah, I think you can see here that Waratah plays hands on hips. The forwards in particular are starting to tire. Reece Morgan goes back on the field. He spent his 10 in the bin. That seemed to go quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a quick 10 minutes, that's for sure. We're about 23 minutes gone in the first half, in the second half.
Any repeat?
A couple of replaces now for Waratah.
Will become a red.
We've got Big Lonnie about to come on. He'll strengthen them up in the front row.
If you win it, yeah, it will be.
He's just told to take a seat for a minute.
Yeah, come on, boys.
There's an ambulance has arrived.
What's the ambulance for?
Unsure what for.
Is the ambulance here for
They
someone?
come to the right ground, Jimmy.
Who? For you?
Maybe they're fearful
he's
that
come
one of the Merewether Carlton players
we'll
had
get
that
him
shoulder
replaced
problem,
if
might have done a collarbone, or might have broken something. Probably a bit wary of moving him, as the certainly doesn't appear to be anything
If he's injured, he's got to go
overly serious.
There's no one on the
Certainly,
stretcher, that's for sure, which is
certainly-
good news.
Come on, we're going
Certainly
off or
serious
what?
enough for an ambulance to be called.
As Michael Burke comes to the sideline now too, with Merewether Carlton, I think pretty much using up all their replacements now.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a war of attrition out there for them. They've certainly, if you look at it, they've got three different players in the back line and at least 4 fresh replacements in the front, in the forward. So, yeah, there's seven quota. Looks like it's done and dusted for the day.
And he comes
Keith
off.
Barlow comes off. He looks like he's a bit worse for wear, carrying a right shoulder problem. Not a good
been a bit
time.
quiet, hasn't he, this
has been a
game?
bit quiet. Yeah, not a good time
Time on.
for Merewether to get injuries
Knock on.
too, so close to the finals, and with indeed their finals hopes not yet secured.
As both teams now
Coach!
take their knees for
Fine.
the scrum. Johns
Set.
looks to feed with the replacement here. Mac Ray takes it off the back out to Caesar. Inside ball there to Tuvi. And they've lost the ball, the Carlton side. Ball spun out wide, and that is a penalty to Merewether Carlton. Not clearing the ruck there, the Waratahs side. Bit lucky there. Maybe Merewether Carlton
Carl,
after losing the
Carl,
ball
I'm
in the
giving you a
ruck.
heads up. The ruck penalties.
Yeah, Carl Marnie
They're
not happy
getting
with
a
that.
little
He's
bit
certainly not
Heads
afraid to
up.
speak his mind to the
No, I
the
do.
referees. He's giving running
They're giving
commentary,
you a
hasn't
heads
he?
up, yeah?
Which is, I guess, a good sign of the
Clean it
captain.
up.
He's obviously speaking to him respectfully.
Ball down now to about 30 metres out.
A real opportunity this for Merewether. They haven't seen them down this half with good first phase or second phase ball. They'll after a nice clean take here at the line out.
Yeah, they're going to want to have to probably spread it out. That's where they've looked most dangerous. As Caesar gets the ball now, Danavaro, inside ball. As they take the ball to about the 30-metre line, and Burke takes the ball forward. He's a strong runner, Michael Burke, and he takes the ball heaving forward to about the 22-metre line. Ball out now.
Rich just ducks his head there under a tackle, just looking to set the ball up. Oh, the forward's getting in the road of the backs here. They go to the left. Cut out pass, finds Crichton. Takes the odds to a chip.
They take it out. Jared Logan's seen it. Maybe a bit lucky there. I don't know about that
I
one.
don't think
He
there was much
certainly
in
has
that.
milked that one. But the Merewether Carlton crowd going up, and he's been shown the yellow card. That's Frank Roberts.
20.
And that's very unlucky, I feel, for the Waratahs. A good result for the Merewether Carlton side, and Blake Crichton showing his experience and going down for the count there. I'll tell you what, probably not worth an Oscar, but definitely worth a Logie.
It's a Golden Globe for sure. I think, yeah, it wasn't much contact there, but certainly, yeah, there was an obstruction, no doubt. So penalty probably would have done. I'm sure the Waratah, Carl Manu stands gone very quiet over that one, and rightly so. But maybe another ebb in this game.
Yeah, 30-22 with the kick to come here by Blake Crichton. Waratahs are in the lead at the moment, but again, go a man down. And that's the second time in the match. Third time in the match they've gone a man down today. With Riley and, of course, Reece Morgan.
No, that was in.
Merewether Carlton haven't converted. The Waratahs team has scrambled pretty well being a man down
What number?
on the other occasions that's
2,
happened
yep.
this game. So looks like the Waratah
We're
team are lifting,
still
but can they
16.
hold out with it surely sapping some of the energy?
Yeah, and as we said, the fitness has probably been one area they've lacked a little bit. So play, I guess, 50 minutes essentially with 14 men. They might see some heavy legs and some lazy legs come the last 10 minutes.
As Brummer comes off as well, which is a bit of a surprise as he's been the money man in the lineouts.
Yeah, Lonnie will certainly get more impact around the field. He played in the grand final last year. Big bruising hooker, but has tended to struggle with his line-out throws.
As the ball at the back now for Carlton. Nathan
Pass
Johns,
back
good
in.
long pass there. Crichton dances around, kicks the ball forward, keeps it infield. Riley underneath it, going to look to probably counter here as he puts the bomb up, as he has done all game. And McKinnon coming through with Riley, and that's a bit of a drop there.
Yeah,
And he will call a knock on Jared Logan.
Every time he puts the ball in the air, Riley, he just scurries after. He's so confident attacking the ball, doesn't he? You could see the Merewether Carlton player heard the feet come. He had a little bit of a look, and the ball just slips through his grasp. But yeah, I think you'll see Riley do that more and more as the game progresses, particularly in these greasy conditions. But he just attacks the ball like an Aussie rules player nearly. He's so confident in the air.
He's very, very quick as well, deceptively quick as he comes through on those kicks. I mean, they don't get that much height, but he seems to just always be there when they come down. As the Merewether Carlton players pumping each other up for a big scrum here. They're going to want to probably get this ball back. There's about 30 minutes gone in this second half of rugby.
Good scrum by the Greens, just twisting it there, but they still managed to get the ball. Morgan to Riley, good defence. Morgan wraps around, he's got his winger outside him, but he stays in his feet, goes to ground now. The numbers pour in from Merrill. I think they've got a turnover here. Yeah, great work by Mac Ray. Ooh, a little bit unlucky
Very
there.
unlucky by Mac Ray. He was on his feet, but not clearing the ruck, the Merewether Carlton side.
Yeah, possibly a little bit unlucky there, Matt Ray. I thought he stayed in his feet, but I guess whoever was the tackler on the tackle play maybe didn't roll away, but this will be another opportunity for Carlton to add another 3 points and take the buffer out to 8 points with 10 minutes remaining.
14.
As we hear a train in the background, a few of the players stopped.
No, I'm good, thanks. Bowdy, you got the 10 on the sin bin too, yeah?
With
the third one.
26 minutes gone in this half for Bar TV. We are watching the greater NHRU competition for those people tuning in, obviously locally and all around the world.
I know for a fact a couple of weeks ago we had Les Bennett, who's on holidays in Gay Paris, from Wanderers old boy. He was tuning in, watching it online. So it's amazing.
Les, an ex-Wanderers in Gay Paris. Who would have thought?
Celebrating his 50th birthday, actually, Tour of France. But yeah, he tuned in to watch the Wanderers Merewether Carlton game, and of course the right result there for True Blue.
Obviously loving the red wine over there, Les Bennett. If you're listening today, good shout out to you as Crichton comes back with the kick to come. Waratahs now leading 33-25, and Crichton nails that kick again on the 10-metre line. I don't know how often he practiced that, but he's got it on the money every time as the Waratahs take it to about 45 metres out. And Morgan with the box kick. And that's a good take there. Little chip over the top by Smith. Taken out, maybe a little late, but Joe Logan lets the play go on. Merewether takes the ball forward.
Green.
John's burrowing in there, trying to get the ball out. That's a good little pass there to Hines. Hines takes the ball forward. He hasn't had much opportunity with the ball in hand today, with Meafoa now bumping off a couple about 40 metres out.
Yeah, they're bunched here, Waratah. They're just in a little group as the forwards hit it up. They need to get some support there. Looks like Merewether is in trouble on the ground.
Clutching that shoulder, Merewether in the background as the Waratah team.
Stay green.
About 30 metres out now. That's a pass to Meafoa as Meafoa takes a couple with him. Doesn't make many metres though this time, Meafoa.
Yeah, there's 13 Waratah players in the group there, and they're not going far. They're just going to be chucking this out, wind some
and he's
minutes
come out
off
the other
clock.
side there, the Waratah player, and makes it over the advantage line again. As the Merewether Carlton now struggling to keep the Waratahs players at bay. As Morgan makes a half little break there through some bad defence by Merewether Carlton, to say the least. As Meafoa takes the ball forward now. The Waratahs team content just to ruck it forward and keep the ball in hand.
Yeah, old school stuff. This is inch by inch. They're going further and further. This is fairly energy sapping as they finally take it to their backs. Up quickly with Merewether Greens. Riley makes a step up the inside.
He's made a little break now, Riley. About 5 metres out, taken by the Merewether Carlton team. Ball kicked out of the ruck there with Merewether Carlton getting the ball. Passes out.
Could be on here for the Greens.
Danavaro passes.
Mac Ray goes to ground.
Cleans up.
Looks like a penalty here coming on the offer.
Eddie Clifton kicks the ball forward. No, I think the advantage has gone there. Merewether still in the background. Arthur Brown might come into play here. Merewether, that's lucky he missed him.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't look good, Merewether. Hasn't moved much. He's certainly got an issue with his shoulder.
Ball popped out the side there. Meafoa with the ball. Johns tries to take him down, and that's good defence there by Johns, the old veteran. Tenari at the back. Looks to take it himself, and he's strong there in the ruck.
Yeah, Merewether's just coming in the sideline. He's grabbing his jaw, it looks like. So not good news for Waratah. 2 weeks out from the semis. He's a big, big player. I think the ambulance might be on its way back.
Yeah. As the Afoa takes it forward. Merewether come through Mac Ray. Manu takes the ball forward, just selling, and that's a good clean out there by Waratah. Tanari at the back. Takes it forward over the advantage line. They're about 30 metres out, the Waratah team. On the attack. Ball goes forward again there through Brown. Quite content now, Waratahs, just to soak up time and take the ball forward one ruck at a time.
Of course, they're a man down at the moment, only 14 with Frank Roberts in the sin bin for what looked a pretty innocuous little block on Blake Crichton. But
Mia Fower again taking the ball forward. Not making many metres here, but dominating the possession, the Waratah team. Fower now with the ball. He only knows one way, and that's to take it forward. And that's a good little run there by the big front rower.
His Manu's getting through a lot of work. He's like a little back row in there. He's bridging, he's securing, he's darting from the base.
Yeah, that's experience there.
Green.
Manu at the back.
Yeah, all good.
Morgan, little handoff there by Morgan.
Now Curry's turn to truck it up. They're all sticking their hand up. He goes to Arthur Brown, a bit of space.
With another funny little kick there. That's his second one he's done this game. Doesn't come off this time.
Yeah, I think that one was more a shank than anything else. It certainly went backwards. Certainly the idea was right, but the execution was poor as the Greens opportunity to counter here, but the ball or the man goes into touch and everyone takes a breather.
They're going to need a breather now. They're soaking up a lot of defence there.
Couple of men down here. Mick Gill's not good. Kelly Meafao's down as well. Looks like Joshua Fowler potentially as well. This game's really been bruising, and not only has it been physical in terms of the energy, but there's been some big shots and certainly some players, some walking wounded.
Mick Gill to his feet now, just having a bit of a breather there. Maybe something wrong with the neck as the physio checks him out there.
Yeah, hard to see who this Waratah plays. Joshua Fowler's okay, so it's not him. We've just been covered up there by the attendant there for Waratah as the physio runs back out. A replacement for Merewether Carlton was Tim Date coming on. He's played a fair bit of first grade this year as the rest of the both groups reach for the water bottles. Certainly, I think you'll find the last few minutes this might get very heavy legs, and there might be some little openings appear, and certainly opportunities for these game breakers in both sides to turn the match with a little bit of individual brilliance.
Yeah, we've got about 8 minutes to go. Who do you think is going to turn the match for both teams here, Jimmy? Blake Crichton, I think, for Merewether Carlton, looked the danger man all game.
I think both fullbacks. I think Tim Riley, every time he's got the ball, he's looked dangerous. He's certainly beaten a man, whether it's on the outside or the inside. As we said before, every time he puts the ball in the air, he either wins it or he waits for them to hit the ground and smacks them. So I think they're the two game breakers, the two number 15s. And of course, whatever you got Kelly Meafao and Carl Mahoney, they're two guys that can turn it. For Merewether Carlton, I mean, most of their strike players, other than Blake Crichton, are sitting in the stand. So it's going to really, I think, be a team effort for those guys, or someone that we don't know, an unknown, to step up and stick his hand up and grab a headline in the Newcastle Herald on Monday's paper. Yeah,
definitely protect who's on the wing. And Eddie Clifton last week showed that he can pop up anywhere to score a try. So they have got the strike power. Protect's played quite a few first-grade games over the last couple of years.
Mate. You may as well go off.
Yeah, it was Tyson Tanari who was down for Waratah, just feeling at a calf muscle, it looks like. He's been another who's got through a power of work. He missed a chunk of the season with a broken hand. Had a good start to the campaign, played in the rep team, and he was one that I really thought was going to have a massive year, but he broke his hand, missed about nearly 2 months, just starting to get some fitness back now, but he's no good. He's coming to the touchline. His calf is very, very ordinary.
Have to call 2 ambulances, Jimmy.
They'll certainly be, the casualty ward is filling up very fast, which is not a good sign for both teams heading into the finals, of course, only 2 weeks away.
Yeah, definitely not, especially Waratah. I mean, we talk about depth. Maybe Waratah probably haven't got the depth of the other clubs at the moment. The Colts game getting called off today by all reports. As Tanari comes off, and he has had a really good game. And the clap's well-deserved by the crowd.
Yeah, hard to find probably a man of the match so far today. I think for Waratah, Kelly Meafao has done some big things. Carl Mahoney's been a little general, but Tim Riley's probably the one, as I've mentioned previously. But Tyson Tanari was another who got through a power of work.
30 phases.
So, that's what you expect from Waratah. They're big match players, the guys that rise to the occasion when they need something. And so far, they've been the guys that have led the way.
All good, let's go.
As we resume now with Waratah with the line out.
Just noticed our technical difficulties are all fixed up. The clock is now okie dokie. We're on time, so just on 6 minutes left in this what has been a enthralling and entertaining game.
As Morgan takes the ball forward, he throws it to the Merewether Carlton player. Eddie Clifton with the ball now. Kicks the ball down. Oh, juggled there by
Brendan Jackson. I think he's back rowing skills showing, and Tim Riley, nothing really to do but put the ball deep.
Effort.
Crichton there over to cover. Right now, probably going to bring the ball back and counter. Looking, runs through, beats one. Held up there and about 40 metres out. Ball at the back. Johns now gives it to Dunn. Dunn takes the ball forward. Burke with the ball now, and Burke chucks it forward.
Big bustling run.
Stop, bustling Burkey, isn't he?
They go right. They got numbers here. A couple of lazy Waratah forwards out, but he's taking the kick.
The Merewether Carlton side, but
Johns cleans up, I think.
Ball at the back now. Caesar forced to take the ball in the ruck.
Hold it.
Johns at the bottom as Mick Gill takes the ball forward. Good little depth pass, good little hands there. As Mia Fowler takes him, Johns passes it to Arthur Brown. Arthur Brown had no one in front of him, but it was a poor pass there by Johns. Probably should have taken the ball to ground. Yeah, important intercept there. I know he didn't claim it was important that he at least got a hand of it, because had that ball got on the outside, I think Patrick Hoosier was away. So
no, right, next stoppage, next stoppage.
Merewether Carlton can keep up these short little passes. I think that's where they're going to get the Waratahs, who probably losing a little bit in fitness, as we said.
And of course, they've still got 14 men with Frank Robertson in the bin. Surely time must be getting close for him to come out. Looks like another replacement. Arthur Brown's had enough for today, and I think it's Wafaga Lager with a mohawk do coming on. Some interesting,
fast, doesn't he?
Some interesting haircuts out there today.
The blue and the mohawk, and just the basic crop top shown by Tim Riley. Of course, we're not here to talk about hairdressing, that's for sure.
And this match has reached that championship point, hasn't it? 5 minutes to go. Waratah 8 points in front, meaning that Merewether are going to have to at least score twice. They really need to get down the other end of the field and at least get something on the board.
Well, they've done it in the last couple of weeks, so I'm not discounting them, but it does look a far stretch with a heap of replacements done by the Merewether Carlton side today. As Caesar has the ball now, passes the ball out wide, Crichton has it. As they take the ball over the halfway line, Clifton now, Clifton back on the inside. Crichton palms off one or two. Gee, he's strong in that contact. Crichton, as Johns has the ball, he looks to go back to the blind, he does. As Clifton steps through, hand off to Johns. Sean Rich with the ball now, takes the ball in nicely. Ball out to Burke. Burke's not going to look to pass as he looks to take on his opposite number, and he does so.
They're a bit short here on the left, or on our right, Waratah, but the Greens truck it forward again. Just getting it inch by inch, sucking defenders in.
There is still numbers. If Johns can get to his feet and get the ball, probably too late there with Sean Rich with the ball now. Ducks under one, Sean Rich. Saw him coming there. The old sunset flip in the WWF days.
They're very compact here, the Tars. There's some space out on the edges, but Merewether also quite bunched.
Pat Island now with the ball by the ruck. Waratahs coming through there. Johns passes the ball out to Caesar. Caesar now to Danavaro, and Danavaro absolutely dealt with there. That's a good, strong tackle by the Waratahs back line. There's the ball now out, 30 metres out.
Red 12, move!
Merewether Carlton content to just slow it down a little bit. As Burke has the ball and he takes on his opposite.
Good shot there by Lonnie.
Onside.
I'm not sure who came off worst there, whether it was Burke or Lonnie, but it was a good hard hit, particularly this late in the match.
Both of them to their feet anyway, as the ball at the back there for Merewether. Short pass to Nolan. Nolan steps on the inside and brings the ball back into his forwards.
They're just sucking in defenders one by one here, the Greens, trying to find some room on the edges.
Nearly comes through the other side with Mac Ray now taking the ball. Wrestles with him, and good lead strength there by Mac Ray, but the Waratahs have to move away, and they do. Johns now. Ball onto Frost, and Frost takes the ball forward. Numbers on the blind again. Pat Island shows the ball, but takes it in himself, and Gill goes over to clean out nicely. But no one else there supporting him as Johns forced to take the ball forward. Calls for offside as Mac Ray gets through.
Onside.
Yeah, they're building here, the Greens.
Yeah. No!
Ball at the back there. John's not looking. John's talking to the referee. Calls of keep going. They're calling for the ruck as Frost takes the ball forward.
Yeah, it looks like advantage here for the Greens, so they'll get a penalty out of this at the very least. Playing advantage here, Jared Logan.
And the Waratahs players coming over the Ruck, all offside, and that's a penalty to the Greens. Will they look for a quick tap? Yes, they do. As Burke takes the ball. Burke takes the ball forward. That's a good, strong run by Burke, and he's over the line, maybe. No, he's not. He's pulled up just short. And they lose the ball. And that's another penalty to Merewether Carlton.
What? No.
As all the Waratah players offside, and Manu now talking to Jared Logan.
No. Next stoppage.
There's a Waratah player down, soaking up the time. There's only a couple of minutes to go now. This might be the last throw of the dice for Merewether Carlton. Burke takes the ball forward again, close to the line. Ball at the back as the Merewether forwards take it forward, and that's a penalty. This game's erupting, and Waratahs is doing their best to destroy this game.
14.
And that's another yellow card to the Waratah team. Lucky not to get a red, to be honest. That's a dead set professional foul.
Right, you've had a yellow.
Soaking up time.
That was the repeat infringe.
Man for man, though, as Roberts comes back on the field. Not long to go. Not sure how much injury time's left either.
Right. Right, can we move off the field, 16, and get it cleaned
The
up?
Merewether Carlton section of the crowd absolutely giving it to the Waratah players.
Yeah, I think their frustration's starting to show on the Greens
clean.
crowd and the Greens players as well.
Yep.
Waratah in the lead. Merewether Carlton have to score twice now to make anything of this match. It's 33-25 to the Waratahs as Mick Gill sets to throw. Sean Rich up and gets it. They're going to look for the driving maul. They've used this well in the last couple of weeks, the attacking maul. And the ball at the back as they drive it forward. So hard to stop and so hard to contain the Merewether Carlton side. Driving the ball forward over the line. And is that a try? That is a penalty try to Merewether Carlton. And that is a good forwards try there.
Yeah, collapsing them all there. He lost patience. There was nothing going to happen there but a try, so lost patience. Now this is interesting.
And that's another yellow card by Logan for a professional foul on the Waratah side. They're now down to 13 men. As Crichton now gets the kick from in front.
I'm not sure who he's actually sent to the sin bin here. Looks like it might be Mia Foe.
It is Mia Foa coming to the sidelines, I think. He doesn't quite know. He doesn't really want to leave the field. He doesn't know what he's done wrong. Well, he's collapsed them all there. It could have been any one of those Waratah players as they struggled to keep that rolling maul out for a try.
33-32 on the Newcastle Herald scoreboard. Only seconds we think remaining. We're certainly in injury time in terms of the clock. There has been quite a bit of injury time just going on by the amount of players that have gone down in the second half. So we might have 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. So, of course, Waratah down to 13 men. This is going to be a real test of their character.
And the comeback kids from Merewether doing it again this week. Geez, their coach Mick Dan must have his heart in his mouth.
Well, if he's not great, he should be, that's for sure. Yeah, they find a way. They're the heart attack kids.
Is he a heart surgeon? If he is, he probably operate on himself at the moment. As Mac Ray takes the ball forward and there's something going on.
There's a little scuffle in the background. That's the last thing Waratah need to be doing. They need to be getting in line and defending, not getting in a little bit of carry on. So
the touch judge with his flag out, so he's seen it all. With the Merewether Carlton flat on the ground, I'm guessing it's an impediment against the Waratah side.
This game's had a little bit of everything, hasn't it? It's had some spectacular tries. It's had some tough defence. It's had some good tussles at the set piece. It's had 4 players in the sin bin.
The Waratah side might get down to 5 players at this rate.
I saw one throw a punt.
We might be playing till midnight.
I know Carl Manu and Kelly Murphy played plenty of sevens rugby, but I think they wouldn't have expected to be playing it today.
Yeah, so we'll go first.
Yeah, someone probably going to go here.
1 green bin, 7
Manu talking to
red
Logan.
bin. Right.
They have a little conference.
No.
Is Logan going to call anyone out here?
Yeah, Dylan Hines certainly comes up.
Dylan Hines.
You can see it is from the Greens.
He's going to go for sure. Jared Logan has lost patience with this Waratah side, and the Waratahs now down to 12 men in the final minutes of this match. Can the Merewether Carlton side stretch this Waratah team? And it's a double send-off.
Hang on.
So big Keith Barlow coming to the side, is it? Oh no, Keith Barlow's off.
Hang on, it's over here. Wait till they're off. Wait till they're off.
It's actually James Snedden who has come back on and off as the front rowers can do. So Merewether down to 14 men. Waratahs down to 12 as Burke takes it forward again. Geez, he's been solid since he's come on. The Merewether Carlton side, Mick Gill takes it back in field to back to his forwards.
They've got to keep ball in hand in the Greens. I think this is the last passage of play, so they've got to produce something. They've got to get 80 metres up the field.
Danavaro now to Crichton. Crichton dances around. Doesn't beat anyone that time. Crichton plays into his forwards. They're deep in their own half. The Merewether Carlton's on. Burke bumps one off again as they come forward. Johns now. Gill with the ball. Good hands by Gill. Players on the outside. Tooby shows on the inside and he runs out. And that's a big mistake there.
That's full time. Courageous victory by Waratah. They show their premiership credentials today, not so much with their match winners, but their courage at the end. The end of 12 men, that's a fantastic effort, and one Hayden Pedersen will be proud of.
And the crowd goes up for the Waratahs. And that's a great game of rugby for Bar TV and the Newcastle Herald. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in today. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Played.